2018 Volkswagen Caddy Maxi Life Review. The good points of Volkswagen Caddy Maxi Life. Very spacious for 7 and luggage. Frugal engines with lots of torque. Standard kit covers each of the basics. Good quality for the van. The bad points of Volkswagen Caddy Maxi Life. Bouncy ride. Limited number of trim and engine. Not cheap. Let's be plain about it. The VW Caddy Maxi Life can be a 7-seater people carrier based on a van. Of course, we're dealing with a Volkswagen van here, which means this doesn't mean you automatically get handed a hair shirt under a pasty upon acquiring the keys. However, you shouldn't be checking out one of these together with the expectation of challenging the Ford Grand Max with a cross-country broad dual or outstyling company's VW's own car-based 7-seater, the Touran. What you should expect is often a considerable amount of passenger room that still leaves space for luggage, as well as a surprisingly extensive roster of high-tech kit, especially in the area of safety. And because it's a VW, you can rest assured the standard of fit and complete is noticeably beyond that supplied by other van-based rivals, for example the Ford Grand Touran Connect plus the Peugeot partner TP. In short, the Caddy Maxi Life is really a class act. This is reflected within the list price. It could be a van, but that doesn't allow it to become cheap. Decoding the name. The Caddy part is the van under consideration. The Maxi means this can be a long wheelbase version, plus the Life reveals that this is actually the passenger carrier variant. Commercial vehicle speak for MPV, although all of the windows and seats can have probably Alwachi given this away. VW does also sell a normal Caddy Life, which can be a 5-seater version based on the normal Caddy wheelbase. We'll manage that in the separate review. Why get a van-based MPV? As well as offering buyers a massive and practical interior, the Caddy Maxi Life features twin sliding rear doors that can make access in tight park or car spaces easier. Counteracting this advantage may be the enormous rear tailgate, hinged at the very top like an ordinary hatchback, but for a longer time, this will certainly shelter from the rain when changing muddy boots. Nevertheless, it won't regularly be easy to open in a very multi-story. All with the rear seats is easy to remove from the Caddy Maxi Life, in case you need to change it back into a van at all. We strongly suggest recruiting several strapping assistants to effect this variation, though, because removable seats are awkward and 2 diesel then 1 petrol engine choice. 0.62 miles per hour takes between 10.3 and 13.4 seconds. Plenty of torque for lugging full loads. This probably won't be each of your major buying criteria. Nonetheless, it is worth knowing that this slowest version from the Caddy Maxi Life takes 3 whole seconds longer to access 62 miles per hour versus the fastest version. The slow coach will be the entry-level 102 horsepower 2.0-litre turbo diesel, and also the official 0.62 miles per hour time is 13.3 seconds, while top speed is 107 miles per hour. It gets slower still should you pay the additional to replace the common 5-speed manual gearbox using the 6-speed DSG Auto, dropping to 13.4 seconds and 106 miles per hour. However, you may still check out expenses worth it for your increased refinement supplied by the extra gear within the motorway. Diesel and petrol give good performance. The fastest Caddy Maxi Life may be the 150 horsepower 2.0-litre turbo diesel, which does 0.62 miles per hour in 10.3 seconds and contains a top speed of 121 miles per hour. This has a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard. In this situation, the 6-speed DSG automatic does not have any impact on acceleration, but does shave the superior speed to 190 miles per hour. This will matter if you do not spend lots of time holidaying in Germany, where some motorways don't have any speed limits. The petrol-powered 125 horsepower 1.4-litre turbo was in touching distance on the pokiest diesel, with 0.62 miles per hour taking 10.9 seconds whether you pick the common 6-speed manual or perhaps the optional DSG. That's 7 gears within this engine. Top speed is 115 miles per hour using the former, 114 miles per hour using the latter. Don't just ignore torque. In a car or truck designed to carry 7 people as well as their luggage, torque plays an important role than horsepower or standing start acceleration, because this twisting force may be the stuff that really shifts the mass. The diesels outmuscle the petrol in this connection, with all the 102 horsepower version producing 250 Nm plus the 150 horsepower model a chunky 340 Nm. But in practice the petrol's 220 Nm in combination using the swift-acting DSG is a lot more than as much as the task of whisking along a completely loaded Caddy Maxi Life. Neat and tidy within its boundaries. Dimensions can help it become tricky to park. Rear camera and self-parking system optional. The Caddy Maxi Life can be a tall vehicle. This means it is susceptible to lean over inside turns all the more than a conventional MPV. However, VW's chassis engineers did a good job of getting sure you generally feel like you might be thoroughly under control. The higher level roll is well moderated and all too easy to predict, as the steering is accurate and supplies ample feedback just for this kind of machine. It's no hot hatch, obviously, but it really is more fulfilling to drive than it can be a chore, therefore you won't get holding up other motorists at legal speeds on country roads. Parking can generate problems. The length in the Maxi, some 4,878 mm, which can be 470 mm longer than the conventional Caddy Life, means it isn't probably the most maneuverable choice out and about, and a few car parks will have to be approached with caution. But keep this in mind and also you're unlikely to get any serious difficulties. It is possible to specify parking assist including around parking sensors and also a reversing camera in case you want additional assistance. Plenty of adjustability inside the driving position. Clear instruments. But sat-nav is mounted too low. With its 8-way adjustable driver's seat, plus a steering wheel that adjusts for rake and reach, it's reasonably very easy to find a comfortable seating position with the controls with the Caddy Maxi Life, aforementioned number accepted. As with most vans, you sit extremely high, giving you a great view on the road ahead. The instrumentation isn't to the very latest Volkswagen design, but it really is clear and very easy to watch. Ditto the controls for items like the air conditioning, which can be both simple to understand as well as handle. Material finish is hard-ring, and although not as much as VW's best standard, appears top quality and put along with care and attention, and much better than you'll discover in most van-based MPVs. 2 higher grades of media system are available at extra cost about the Caddy Maxi Life, including the full sat-nav system. But whichever you select, we were disappointed at how low down within the dashboard the touchscreen is put, which implies you must take your eyes further off the highway. Fortunately, the sat-nav is straightforward to make use of. Old-fashioned suspension impedes comfort. It is quiet at the cruise though. Vans are certainly not noted for having especially sophisticated underpinnings, particularly in the back. The Caddy Maxi Life is no exception, as it slumbered that has a rigid rear axle and traditional leaf springs as an alternative to modern independent suspension. So while it's definitely not being uncomfortable, rear seat passengers are in for just a bouncier ride compared to what they would be in such as the VW Touran, which is using the latest Volkswagen car platform. You'll discover the harshest bumps are transmitted as shocks throughout the steering, too. The seats also leave a little to be desired. Despite 8-way adjustment including lumbar support inside front row, this driver experienced what's technically often known as numbum syndrome on longer journeys. Good refinement in the petrol model. Engine noise, at least inside petrol model tested, can be quite well isolated at cruising speeds, together with the 1.4-litre motor only becoming coarse over 5,000 revolutions per minute. Something you're unlikely to experience until you're really in a very hurry. Wind and road noise are impressively limited because of this kind of machine too, even though you may experience some resonance due on the cavernous nature on the interior. This is easily drowned out by the Hi-Fi, however, which comes with 6 speakers as standard and will be clearly heard by all 3 rows of passengers. There is simply one trim level for your Caddy Maxi Life. together with the following items amongst the conventional kit: air conditioning, DAB radio with CD player, Bluetooth, aux-in socket and SD card slot, 4 overhead storage nets, under-seat storage for both front seats, 3 12-volt sockets, 6 load lashing rings, anti-dazzle rear view mirror, remote locking, alarm and immobilizer. We'll cover the protection equipment separately within the safety section. Worthwhile optional extras that will make life simpler, no pun intended, range from the DSG automatic transmission, which makes changing gear one less thing to be concerned about when the youngsters are playing up, and fitted sat-nav. Heated seats are also offered. And should you want to inject a true feeling of modernity, the Caddy Maxi Life might be equipped with some on the latest VW media connectivity, including dedicated Volkswagen apps and Wi-Fi. 4-star Euro NCAP rating. Some active safety tech available. Euro NCAP tested the Caddy as a possible MPV in 2015, and awarded it a 4-star rating. In truth, it scored fairly well for occupant protection, but that bluff front isn't especially beneficial to pedestrians. There are front airbags for your driver and passenger, plus side and curtain airbags protecting both the front rows. Those within the rear most aren't afforded this protection. Electronic stability control is standard, out-of-the-box VW's automatic post-collision braking system, which locks the brakes after a direct effect in order to slow up the likelihood of another crash. It may also monitor the motorist for symptoms of fatigue, and includes tire pressure monitors and hill hold assist. As optional extras, you'll be able to add adaptive cruise control and autonomous emergency braking, though the latter feature is undoubtedly an early version from the system that applies the brakes available for you in case of an imminent impact. In support of takes action nearly 18 miles per hour, space for 7 adults. Big boot, and also you can take away the seats. Lots of cubby holes. The Caddy Maxi Life can be a full 7-seater, and space for adults is incredibly generous inside first and second rows of seating. Adults will fit from the third row, but larger folk won't need to be stuck back there for too long. Access to your second row, which features ISOFIX mounting points for child seats, is very easy thanks to a large sliding rear doors. Getting to your third row needs a touch more athletic dexterity, because middle seats don't move that far out on the way. Massive boot, a lot of storage. Even with every seat occupied, the Caddy Maxi Life still gives a huge boot. Because Volkswagen Class is becoming a commercial vehicle rather compared to a car, it doesn't issue the state volume, but pretty sure this Caddy will swallow a week's importance of luggage for just a family of 7, including a baby's buggy. There are roof rails as standard too, and also the boot lip is incredibly low, making loading easy. Need a lot more room? Then you are able to always eliminate the seats altogether. Gives you 3,370 litres of space to experience with. You can also purchase a Maxi Life without your third row of seats, but this is really a no-cost option, so doesn't provide you with a discount. The cabin comes complete with storage options, including a large overhead shelf, lockable glove box and enough cup holders to hold every passenger hydrated.